You step onto your cruise ship. The atrium sparkles. Crew members are smiling. The air smells like fresh cookies and sunscreen. It feels like perfection, a floating paradise where all your stress melts away. But here's the truth most passengers never hear. Behind the glossy brochures and endless buffets, cruise lines have secrets. Tricks about money, upgrades, food, even safety. Things they'd rather you didn't know. Stick with me, because I'm pulling back the curtain on 12 cruise secrets that will change the way you sail forever. Part 1. Gratuities aren't what you think. Most cruisers believe the daily gratuity charge goes straight into the pocket of their steward or waiter. The truth? It doesn't. Cruise lines pool those tips. A portion goes to laundry workers, galley cooks, even dishwashers you'll never meet. In some cases, it even helps offset wages the cruise line would otherwise have to pay. Here's a real story. On one sailing, a friend tipped his cabin steward extra in cash halfway through the week. Suddenly, his ice bucket was always full, his towels folded into animals twice a day, and his minibar stocked exactly how he liked it. That small, direct tip changed the service instantly. Why? Because cash goes straight to the person who earned it. No middleman, no redistribution. The consequence? If you rely only on automatic gratuities, you lose control of where your money actually goes. And cruise lines count on you feeling awkward about adjusting or removing them at guest services. Most passengers never question it, and that keeps the system profitable for the cruise line. Pro tip: leave the automatic gratuity in place to support the crew overall, but also slip a little cash to the people who make your cruise special. Your steward, that bartender who remembers your order, or your favorite dining server. It guarantees your appreciation lands where it matters most. Number 2. The cabin upgrade trap. The word upgrade feels like magic. Who wouldn't want more space or a balcony for just a few $100? That's exactly why cruise lines dangle last-minute upgrade offers, by email before sailing or right at the check-in desk. But here's the catch. Upgrades aren't always the deal they seem. Most passengers don't realize this. The so-called discount often works out higher than if you had just booked that cabin category in the first place. And worse, not all upgrades are actually better. Imagine moving from an inside cabin to an ocean view, only to discover you're directly under the pool deck. At 6 a.m., you'll hear chairs scraping, footsteps pounding, and the thump of music overhead. Suddenly, that better room feels like a downgrade. I once met a couple who jumped at a balcony upgrade, only to find themselves at the very front of the ship. Their view? Obstructed. Their ride? Rocky. They said it felt like living in a washing machine every night. Meanwhile, a friend of mine in a smaller inside cabin midship slept peacefully the whole cruise. Here's why it matters. Cruise lines use upgrades to unload unsold inventory. They don't care if it's the right cabin for you. They just care that it's sold. Pro tip: don't let the word upgrade hypnotize you. Always check the deck plans before accepting. A smaller, well-placed midship cabin can be far more comfortable and valuable than a noisy, better room in the wrong spot. 3. The food isn't really free, all-inclusive dining. That's one of the biggest selling points cruise lines brag about. 3 meals a day, buffets overflowing, dining rooms with multi-course menus, all included. Sounds like foodie heaven, right? But here's the truth most passengers never notice. The free food is designed to be good enough, but not so good you won't spend more. By day 4, the patterns appear. The same chicken dish circles back. The buffet themes start to repeat. Portions in the main dining room? Often smaller than you expect, leaving you just a little unsatisfied. And that's not by accident. Cruise lines want you glancing at the specialty venues, the steakhouse, sushi bar, or fancy French bistro, where the cover charge suddenly looks tempting. I remember a couple I sailed with who swore they'd never spend extra on food. By the 5th night, they were at the specialty steakhouse handing over $50 each. Why? Because the main dining room felt predictable, and the cruise had subtly pushed them towards something better. Multiply that by thousands of passengers, and you see how ships turn dining into a profit engine. Here's why it matters. If you don't plan ahead, you'll blow your budget just chasing variety. Pro tip: explore your ship early and hunt down every included dining venue. Many ships have hidden gems, cafe counters, casual sit-down spots, even themed nights in the main dining room. Rotate them strategically, and you'll eat like a pro without spending a dime extra. Number 4. Shore excursions are marked up. Big time. Here is one of the biggest open secrets at sea. Those shore excursions you see in the cruise brochure, they often double what you'd pay if you booked the exact same tour on your own. Take a snorkeling trip, for example. The cruise line sells it for $120 a person, but the very same boat operator waiting at the pier might charge $60. Same reef, same mask, same experience. The only difference? The cruise line takes a huge cut. I'll never forget one family I met in Cozumel. They booked their snorkeling through the ship and paid nearly $500 for 4 people. Meanwhile, another couple on the same boat had paid just over $200 by booking directly. Exact same trip. The only difference was who they handed their credit card to. Now, why do people keep buying through the cruise line? One word: fear. If your independent tour runs late, the ship won't wait for you. But if you book through the cruise line, they guarantee it. And that peace of mind keeps thousands of passengers overpaying every single day. Here is the consequence: convenience costs big, and it adds up fast if you were traveling with family. Pro tip: research ports in advance. Check reviews on TripAdvisor or Cruise Critic, book directly with reputable operators, and schedule conservatively so you're back at the pier early. Or sometimes just walk 10 minutes past the cruise terminal. Prices for taxis, tours, even souvenirs drop dramatically once you're outside the captive zone. Number 5. The drinks package gamble. Unlimited cocktails, wine, sodas, even specialty coffee. The drinks package sounds like a no-brainer. Pay one flat fee, drink freely, and never worry about the bill. But here's the catch. To actually win, you usually have to drink 6 to 8 alcoholic beverages every single day. Think about it. That's a mimosa at breakfast, a beer by the pool, cocktails at lunch, a glass of wine at dinner, and a couple of nightcaps. And that's every day. On port days when you're off the ship for hours, forget it. Most people fall short without realizing it. I met a group of friends on one sailing who all bought the package. By day 3, half of them admitted they were forcing themselves to drink just to get their money's worth. Meanwhile, one savvy cruiser at our table skipped the package, paid for drinks individually, and ended up spending hundreds less, while actually drinking what he wanted, not what he felt pressured to. Here's the other trap. Many packages exclude bottled water, top-shelf liquor, fresh juice, or even premium coffee. Some even limit how many drinks you can order in a short time frame. So while you feel like you're drinking freely, the fine print quietly boxes you in. Pro tip: before you buy, do the math. Count how many days you're in port, what you realistically drink, and whether you'd rather have quality over quantity. Often, paying as you go, or bringing the 1 or 2 bottles of wine most cruise lines allow on board, saves you a small fortune. Number 6. The spa discounts are an illusion. Step into the ship's spa on embarkation day, and it feels like paradise. Dim lights, calming music, the smell of essential oils. Then you flip through the menu. $200 for a massage, $300 for a facial, $150 for a manicure. Crazy, right? But here's the trick. Those prices are inflated on purpose. Why? Because a few days later, the spa starts offering exclusive discounts. 2-for-1 massages, 50% off facials, midweek specials. Passengers think they're scoring a deal, but even after the markdown, you're still paying far more than you would on land. I'll give you an example. On one cruise, a passenger bragged about getting a half-price hot stone massage for $120. Sounds great, until you realize that same treatment cost about $75 at a 5-star spa back home. And here's the kicker. The treatment ended with a sales pitch. Lying there relaxed, she suddenly had a $150 skin cream pushed into her hands. The cruise line often makes as much money from product sales as from the treatments themselves. The consequence? What feels like pampering often leaves you with sticker shock and regret. Pro tip: skip the overpriced treatments and instead buy a spa pass. Many ships sell week-long access to thermal suites, saunas, and hydrotherapy pools. You can go every day, stay as long as you want, and the price per day is way lower. Or better yet, check local spas in port. You'll often get the same quality for half the price with zero upsell pressure. Number 7. The internet isn't really unlimited. Unlimited Wi-Fi at sea. Sounds amazing, right? You're picturing Netflix on your balcony, video calls with family, Instagram stories uploading in seconds. But here's the truth. Ship internet runs on satellites, and bandwidth is extremely limited. Most passengers don't realize this until they log in. Speeds are throttled, streaming is blocked, and video calls often freeze or fail. Some packages even exclude basic messaging apps unless you upgrade to the premium tier. Suddenly, your unlimited plan feels very limited. I'll never forget watching a fellow passenger try to join a Zoom meeting mid-cruise. She had paid for the premium package, but the call froze every 30 seconds until she gave up in frustration. Meanwhile, another guest told me they'd spent half an hour just trying to upload a single Instagram photo. Unlimited access? Yes. Usable internet? Not really. Here's why it matters. Cruise lines know you'll buy the package up front and they bank on your frustration. Many passengers end up upgrading mid-cruise to the better plan when the basic one doesn't cut it, exactly as designed. The consequence? You pay more and still don't get land-level speeds. Pro tip: don't rely on ship Wi-Fi for anything critical. Download movies, shows, playlists, and maps before you board. Use low-bandwidth apps like WhatsApp for quick check-ins, and if you really need speed, wait until you're in port. Local cafes and data plans are faster, cheaper, and far less frustrating. 8. Your ship is a floating shopping machine. Most passengers think cruise ships are floating resorts. The reality? They're floating shopping malls designed to squeeze out every extra dollar once you're on board. And once you notice it, you can't unsee it. Take the art auctions. They're pitched as an exclusive chance to snag rare pieces at sea. But most of that art is mass-produced, with inflated retail values you'd never pay on land. Same goes for the duty-free shops. Sure, you save the tax, but the base prices on jewelry, watches, and perfume are often marked higher to begin with. You're not scoring a deal, you're stepping into a carefully crafted sales funnel. I once watched a passenger celebrate buying a limited-time watch deal on board. Later in port, he spotted the same model for $200 less at a local shop. That urgency, the buy one, get one jewelry specials, the flash sales timed on sea days when you restuck on board, it's all designed to get you spending without checking real-world prices. Here's why it matters. Shopping on board can feel fun in the moment, but it's rarely the bargain cruise lines want you to believe. Pro tip: browse, enjoy, but never buy on impulse. If you see something tempting, pull out your phone and check the price online when you're in port or back home. 9 times out of 10, you'll find it cheaper elsewhere, and you'll thank yourself for waiting. Or 9. Private islands aren't really free. Cruise brochures love to sell the dream of private islands. Royal Caribbean has Coco Cay, Disney has Castaway Cay, Carnival has Half Moon Cay. Perfect beaches, turquoise water, hammocks swaying in the breeze, and yes, you can lay on the sand and swim in the ocean for free. But here's the truth. Those islands are designed to keep you spending, even after you've stepped off the ship. Want shade? A clamshell or cabana will cost you. Want to try the zipline, water park, or snorkeling gear? Extra. Even some dining and bar areas are reserved for passengers who pay more. That free day in paradise can easily turn into the most expensive stop of your cruise. I'll give you a real example. A couple I met in the Bahamas thought they'd save money on the private island. But by the end of the day, they'd rented a clamshell for $60, bought a snorkel set for $40, and tried a water slide that cost another $30 per person. What should have been a no-spend day drained over $200, all without leaving the island. Here's why it matters. Unlike a regular port, you're captive. There are no local vendors to compete on price, no side streets to wander down for cheaper food or drinks. The cruise line controls everything and you're stuck in their ecosystem. Pro tip: stick to what's truly free: the sand, the water, the views. Bring your own snorkel gear or float. Pack snacks if your line allows it. The island paradise is beautiful on its own. Don't let upsells turn it into a money pit. 10 safety drills are more than a formality. Most passengers treat the muster drill, or now the e-muster, as the most boring part of their cruise. People scroll their phones, whisper to each other, and just wait for the announcement that it's over so they can get back to the pool bar. But here's the truth, that 20 minutes is the single most important thing you will do all cruise. Why? Because emergencies at sea do happen. Fires, medical evacuations, even storms that force passengers to muster at their stations. They're rare, but when they happen, chaos is the enemy. If people don't know where to go or what to do, things spiral fast. That's why cruise lines take drills incredibly seriously, even when you don't. I once watched a crew run a full-scale drill behind the scenes. Every staff member had a role, from directing passengers to controlling lifeboats. The level of training was intense. Compare that to passengers half listening during muster, and you realize why the crew insists you show up and pay attention. Here's why it matters. In a real emergency, the difference between calm and panic could be knowing exactly where to go. And maritime law requires these drills for a reason. Ignoring them isn't just lazy, it's dangerous. Pro tip: don't treat muster as a box to tick. Take note of your muster station, the route to get there, and listen to the instructions. It's the one boring cruise moment that could literally save your life. The casino isn't just about gambling. Most passengers step into the casino for a little fun, a few spins at the slots, maybe some blackjack, maybe just to enjoy the free drinks while they play. But here's the secret. The casino isn't just there to take your money during this cruise. It's a marketing machine, quietly tracking everything you do. Every time you insert your cruise card into a slot or buy chips at a table, the system records it. How much you spend, how long you play, how often you come back. And if you spend enough, the casino department flags you as valuable. I met a passenger who admitted he lost thousands at the blackjack tables. A few months later, he received an email offering a free cruise, cabin, food, the works. Why? Because the cruise line knew he'd be back in the casino, and that's where they'd make their money. Meanwhile, casual players might get a free drink here or there, maybe some loyalty points, just enough to keep them hooked without ever realizing they're part of a bigger system. Here is why it matters. The casino is less about the game and more about the data. High spenders get pulled back with offers most regular cruisers will never see. Pro tip: if you enjoy gambling, set a budget and stick to it. Don't chase comps or free cruises. Those gifts are calculated to bring you back and spend more. Play for entertainment, not perks, and you'll walk away happier. 12. Last-minute deals aren't really deals. Save 60%. Flash sale today only! Cruise lines love blasting last-minute offers that make you feel like you've stumbled onto a secret bargain. But here's the truth. Those deals are rarely as good as they look. Cruise fares are set by algorithms. Prices rise and fall constantly based on demand, inventory, and season. That flash sale you're tempted by? It might actually be the same price it was weeks ago, or worse, higher than it was months earlier. The urgent language is marketing psychology designed to make you click now, not shop around. I met a seasoned cruiser who tracked fares for her favorite Caribbean itinerary. She laughed when a limited-time offer showed up in her inbox. The so-called sale price was $150 more than she'd seen just 2 months earlier. Another passenger bragged about grabbing a last-minute steal, only to find out their table mates at dinner had booked months earlier for less, plus got perks like free drinks and onboard credit. Here's why it matters. If you book impulsively, you risk overpaying for the illusion of a deal. Cruise lines know most passengers don't track pricing patterns, and they use urgency to their advantage. Pro tip: the real bargains usually come in 2 windows: when itineraries are first released, and during wave season, January-March, when cruise lines throw out genuine perks like free upgrades or onboard credit. Track fares over time, and you'll know when the deal is real, and when it's just smoke and mirrors. Now you know the truth. From sneaky gratuity tricks to overpriced excursions, cruise lines are masters at making you spend without even realizing it. But here's the good news. Once you see the game, you can play it smarter and keep hundreds, even thousands, in your pocket. I want to hear from you. What's the sneakiest trick you've noticed on a cruise? Maybe a spa upsell, a surprise service fee, or something in the casino. Drop your story in the comments. I'll be reading them. And don't stop here. Click the next video on screen where I reveal the biggest cruise hacks most passengers still don't know about. Or grab the free guide in the description with 50 money-saving tips for your next sailing. Your voyage is just beginning. Let's make sure you cruise smarter, not just fancier.